You either quit or you just cool down. You don't even know what you're doing anymore. You become mechanical. So that is called dried up heart. That's a big danger. You see, you are a friend. You see, your joy and your peace comes from walking with the King of Kings, the Jesus. If your relationship dries up, that's going to impact everything you do. In your shepherding, in your worship leading, it's going to show up. It's going to be not fruitful. And you wonder why you're not fruitful. And you're struggling with it. And I'm saying this for myself too. I know that it's so easy to get bogged down. Honestly, there's no fun to serve God when it is so difficult. It's not meant to be that way. It's fun to serve God when you have that love relationship with God, that drive, the pursuit of God, the experience of God. I want to give you some examples of people who dried up in the Bible. Even the mighty in the Bible were swayed in some points of their lives. Prophet Jeremiah, one of the greatest prophets in the Bible. At one stage in time, he said this: God, you have tricked me. He said that. He said, God, you have tricked me. Jeremiah, great prophet of God. Stunning. You would have thought, wow, that can't be from Jeremiah. He said that. Even him. Why is that? John the Baptist, the guy who baptized Jesus, and then the dove, the Holy Spirit came down, and the voice came from heaven and said, this is my son, my beloved son, listen to him. He heard the audible voice of God. But he asked Jesus, are you the one? Can you believe that? I mean, this guy heard the voice of God, the audible voice of God. Now he's asking Jesus, are you the one? You know what's happening? The problem is Raya has dried up. The companionship with God has dried up. That's why there's no point to serve God if you don't spend time with God. It's going to be hard. Jesus never promised you it's going to be a bed of roses to walk with him, but Jesus does promise you the peace and the joy of walking with him and the eternity in heaven. He does promise that. But he never promised that, you just have to, it is a funny thing, Jesus' answer to John the Baptist is this: the crippled begin to walk, the blind begin to see, the deaf begin to hear. This is exactly as in the prophecy in the book of Isaiah. But there's one thing he did not say in the book of Isaiah. There's one more line Jesus missed out. In the book of Isaiah, the blind begin to see, the crippled begin to walk, and the one in bondage begin to be freed. He stopped at that point. He did not say, you'll be out of jail. You will be in jail. Jesus stopped at that, for whatever reason, because he knows John the Baptist will be sacrificed. You see that? The raya has dried up. The friendship is dried up. So that will be a problem. If you come to church learning a lot of stuff, but you don't begin to experience it, the problem is that we begin to live in other people's experience. We begin to teach other people's experience, but we don't feel it. We can teach word for life, but we don't feel it ourselves. How sad could that be? You could be a care group leader teaching the lesson and the discussion, and you know that you don't have it. And you know that you are just don't feel it. It's something missing. You get frustrated because the reason is this: because you are not experiencing yourself. You are not in the companionship, obedience. Disobedience basically make you to be strangers with God. Jesus said, if you obey me, you're my friends. Let's turn it around. If you don't obey me, you are not my friends. You can turn it around. That is basically what it says. So you see that if you're not friends of God, that's why I'm talking about friendly God, this message. If you're not friends of God, how do you serve God? How do you serve God? You just lost. the biggest friend ever you can have in life. You just lost it. You missed the big picture, and you zero in everything else. That's why I want everyone to re-examine our relationship with God. You know, you're not my friends. Because why? Because you're not obeying me. There's certain things I've been talking to you, you're not obeying me. You hear from this anniversary, I mean, last night, today, there's a lot of things I guarantee God is speaking to you in your hearts. But if you don't obey for now, you will dry up. You know, not knowing it is no excuse. But now you know it, there's even more no excuse. You got to do it. Like you know it, you got to run after wall for it. I love that phrase.